Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Chris Davis, and today we're going to talk about a different kind of video. I've been very reluctant to make this video. Uh, Reluctant, kind of scared to make the video uh, because the opinion I'm going to take is going to be a very unpopular one. And today, like, what I want to talk about is Ash Ketchum winning the World Grand Championship. So the Masters tournament when he beat Leon, I want to talk about that. And I bet you guys are wondering about, gee, Chris, this is late. This has happened like 2 or 3 months ago. Like, why are you wanting to talk about it right now? I want the reason why it's taking me so long to talk about it, about the particular opinion I'm going to take on it, is it's a very unpopular opinion. Uh, like there's so much like opposition like to it, but uh, it's just what I'm thinking, and a lot of people are not taking the position either. Uh, they've been following the crowd, or they're kind of scared to speak up about it too. And the unpopular opinion I'm gonna take, guys, is I don't like that Ash Ketchum won the Masters 8 tournament. I don't like that he won it. I don't that like he beat Leon. And here's the thing: I wanted him to win. I wanted him to beat Leon, and he did. But I don't like the way throughout the series of Pokemon Journeys how he got to the Masters 8 tournament. That's what hurts. Like that's what hurts Ash Ketchum beating Leon and winning the thing in the first place. So let me clarify. The reason why I don't like uh, Ash Ketchum winning the Masters 8 tournament is because the way he got there to the Masters 8 tournament in general was contrived. And when I say contrived, I know in anime there's plot armor and stuff like that, and all kinds of like hero shows there's plot armor, but it still has to be believable. In Ash's previous journeys, when he got to the Pokemon League, it was always earned, except maybe the first season. There was a lot of free passes he got that he shouldn't have, but that was the first season, him being a rookie trainer. Every other season after that, you can say that he earned his way to the Pokemon League. But the Masters 8 tournament, him getting there, I can't say that he really earned it. And the reason why I say it is because the writing was lazy, and that's just with journeys in general. But him getting there felt so contrived. In fact, it was contrived. It was very lazy writing of how he got to the Masters 8 tournament. Now, the reason why it's contrived is because Pokemon Journeys with the whole World Championship tournament was a great idea at first. It was doing really good with Ash battling random trainers and him climbing up the different tiers in the world class tournament. I'm sorry if I'm saying the name wrong. But as soon as we get to B, as soon as we get to B, that's when everything changes. He loses to B, he goes on this losing streak, and then the writers kind of pushed back on Ash losing and him climbing up the rank. Um, Instead, they have him climb up off screen, which is that's lazy writing. Like you make him go down to a lower tier, and then off screen he gets back up to the next tier off screen. We don't get to see that like on the screen. He does that off screen. Like how would you all feel if he got a badge off screen? like you would all be like up in arms, and then like he climbs up to a different rank off screen, like the rank that he got knocked out of, he gets back to it off screen. That's unacceptable. That's lazy writing. If they made him fall back down to the Pokeball tier, then we should see on screen him climbing up back to the Great Ball tier. Other moments that felt uh, very contrived. So Volkner, when he battled Volkner, he should have lost to Volkner. Okay, he should have lost to Volkner. That last part with the um, 10 million volt thunderbolt on the Electivire and it overpowers him. That shouldn't happen. I know in the anime there's plot armor and Ash can do unpredictable things to change up strategy, but 10 million volt thunderbolt does not overpower motor drive. Motor drive, which is Electivire's ability, lets him absorb electrical attacks and his speed rises. That's what should have happened. Ash, I think, in that battle with Volkner shouldn't even have brought Pikachu because none of Pikachu's attacks would have been effective against any of Volkner's Pokemon. So Gengar, Lucario were good choices. Maybe he should have gone with Dracovish or Dragonite. Those would have been better choices than Pikachu because none of Pikachu's attacks are very effective against Volkner. Another contrived win was against Iris. Iris really could have beaten Ash in that battle, but she decided to help his Dragonite instead. And I mean, if she didn't do that and she was just serious and she was just trying to battle, she would have won. So this is what I'm talking about: contrived and lazy like writing. If you're gonna have Ash beat these people, let him beat these people and let it be believable. Don't don't change up the rules of enough that you established in the anime and the games just to give like Ash Ketchum the win. Um, Another one who was really bad, like he definitely should have lost. Drasna. So really, he turns it, or first of all, he uses Pokemon he shouldn't have in that battle. He he chooses the wrong Pokemon for that battle. He chooses Surfetched, and he chooses Dracovish. He shouldn't have chosen. It should have been either Dragonite or Lucario or possibly Gengar. One of those three. I know those three were really carrying him, but he shouldn't have battled Drasna with Dracovish and Surfetch'd. Like none of those Pokemon's attacks were effective against them. I believe Dracovish's attacks were effective against Noivern, but Noivern was just really too fast for either Dracovish or Surfetch'd. In that battle, Ash tells his Dracovish to use a water gun, and that soaks the Mega Altaria, which lowers his defenses and stuff. That's not how. That's not what it does. I know that anime and video games are different, but you can't change up the rules just like that. I know the anime does its own thing and stuff. We've seen uh, Brock's Onyx getting wet, and then Pikachu uses Thunderbolt, and then it works. Like we've seen stuff like that, but we Ash's that was the beginning of Ash's journey. That was the beginning of the anime. These people have been doing this far longer now. He should be able to get the win a lot better than that without it being so contrived. This is what I mean by like Ash Ketchum getting to the Masters 8 tournament and it being very contrived. Like all those serious battles he had that weren't off screen, that were on screen, like those people, he should have actually like beaten them, not win for plot armor and like lazy writing. Okay, I believe it would have been better, honestly, if he lost to one or two of those people that I mentioned and he climbed himself back up the ranks. But the writers never did that. The writers never did that. So before they introduced B, Ash was just climbing up the ranks, but when he lost to B, he went on a losing streak, fell back to the Pokeball tier. Then, like off screen, he goes back up to the Great Ball tier. If you were going to just have him lose to B, and he goes right down to the Pokeball tier, down to the lowest tier again, and then you just make him like go back up to the Great Ball tier off screen. What was the point of bringing B? What was the point of having him lose if you're just gonna make him go to the back to where he was off screen, and people weren't gonna have to see him go back up the ranks and find his way back to where he was again? What was the whole point of even introducing her? Um, but that's what I'm talking about. That's why I don't like that he became like the champion because uh, him getting there, to me, it didn't feel earned. It felt very contrived. And uh, with the battle with Leon, people were up in arms about Pokemon Journeys because of the lazy writing, things were being contrived, story plots and characters weren't developed very well. Um, and this tournament series and the Masters 8 tournaments, which should have been the best like out of like any Pokemon League tournament, was the worst by far. And that's what really irritates me about people praising like Ash Ketchum for um, becoming the champion and stuff because people were up in arms about how bad Journeys was, how bad the Masters 8 tournament was. Then all of a sudden, that part two of Leon versus Ash when they had the great animation and it was Charizard versus Pikachu and Ash won. People forgot all about the lazy writing and the contrivedness and all the issues with the Masters 8 tournament and all the plot armor wins that Ash got that he really shouldn't have. People forgot all about that and said, "Oh, like the series is really good now. See, series is really great." Ash Ketchum became like the champion stuff. Like I've always like wanted him to win like a tournament and stuff or win the Pokemon League. Like I've always wanted that, but I want it to be believable. I want it to be earned. I want it to yeah, I want it to be believable. I want it to be earned. And I would have come out with this video immediately as soon as it happened, but like I said, I was very hesitant. I was very reluctant. I really needed to put my thoughts together because it was just one day people were mad at this series, saying like worst series ever. And then the writers went to Twitter to deal with people's harassment and said they were dealing with COVID issues, which dealing with staffing issues due to like COVID and stuff. I'm like, okay, COVID is like pretty serious, but to me, that's not an excuse when like the entire like series of Pokemon journeys has been like lazy writing and uh, things have been rushed and characters and story arcs haven't been developed very well. Okay, so to me, that's not like an excuse. Like, you take a break, go on a hiatus if you need to, but there's no reason for uh, it to be that way. But like I said, people were up in arms about the whole series, and then like part two of Ash versus Leon, like Ash wins, and then everyone forgets about all of the plot armor and all of the contrivedness. Like to me, a part two of a battle can't save like the whole series or like the whole Masters 8 tournament. Like it can't. Okay, it just can't, and that's why um, I don't like that. Like that he became champion, he became Leon. Like I wanted it to happen, but I wanted it to be a lot better than that. I wanted the journey for him to go to the Masters 8 tournament to be a lot better than what the anime did it. Now, the battles between he had with Steven Stone and Cynthia, those were legit. I can say those were legit. You can argue that maybe Pikachu, he should have lost to Steven because Mega Meta Growth is just so tanky and it's fast and it's powerful. So maybe Steven should have won and there was some contriveness there. But it was not as horrendous as the other battles I mentioned, Iris, Volkner, and Drasna. It was not as nowhere near as bad as those three battles. Cynthia, that battle was earned and stuff. But see what I'm talking about? In the actual Masters 8 tournament, Ash beat Steven, beat Cynthia, I guess beat Leon, that was legit. But him getting there to begin with, like all him getting there was contrived, and that's the reason why I don't like. Of course, I wanted him, guys. I wanted him to become like the champion. I wanted him to beat Leon. I just don't like how he got there. Okay, uh, so I guess better way of saying this is, I guess I have mixed feelings about it. So that's all we have for today. If you liked what I had to share, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with all your friends, and all of you have a great day.